Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Today is December 29th, or excuse me, today is December 28th, Friday. It's almost the weekend. I hope you're all doing well, feeling fantastic, rejuvenated, recharged, ready to rest over the weekend. Kind of take some time from the high volatility that we have been experiencing. Well, you know, to be honest, not a lot of massive volatility, mostly a safe short to the downside for the last about 4 or 5 days, maybe 6 days, depending on where you would have wanted to enter. But obviously, a very interesting, exciting day. We do have a very nice bullish candle right now. Bitcoin currently pumping a $255 candle so far from the low to the high, 7% candle. So let's get into this. You know, everything's kind of blowing up. A lot of people asking questions. So let's get to the chat. Hey, Mr. DecipherX, good morning to you. Saqib Mahmood, hello. Texas Blues, good morning to you, man. Can we call an inverted head and shoulders yet? We will be getting into that. And I am testing the new microphone, guys. So the new microphone did come in the mail today. Thank you so much to everybody. The donations did go to improve, you know, the setup here. Got a new webcam for Alex so that he can start doing more shows as well and helping us out with the stream. And have this nice new microphone. So hopefully it sounds good. I haven't, like I said, it just came in the mail. All right, sounds pretty good. I just did a sound test on YouTube there, so haven't optimized it yet. No audio filters. It is looking pretty big and fancy. I haven't set up the scissor arm or the pop filter yet, so if you guys hear the pops and sorry about that. We will be improving it as time goes on. All right, thank you so much to everybody viewing us this morning. We're going to get into the technicals here in just a little bit and look at how I am playing this and how you could potentially play it. Let's see here. Joey V, good morning. Bitcoin is being feisty and doesn't want to die. No, it doesn't. Magnus Soderberg, I'm long until 39.90. Rob Gold, you guys think it'll retest 4,200? We will see. Tau L, hey, good morning to you. What's the chance we drop below 2.6K? What do you think the bottom is? Will we retest 4,200? That's the big question. Are we going to go to 4,000, 4.2, or are we going to go below 3K? I do think that eventually Bitcoin has not bottomed. This does not seem like capitulation to me. I think that everybody screaming for capitulation is most likely not correct. What's interesting to me is, and I'm not immune to this either, is that yesterday, once Bitcoin broke down from support, the traditional move is to go short, and everybody was kind of screaming to go short. I didn't see a whole lot of people looking to go long in this particular situation. Let's see here. Jason Evans says, I started shorts at 3,800 and 3,850, going to go in again if it hits close to 4K. That's probably the smart option. That's how I'm looking to play this right now. Red Fife Golf Gunny. Crypto is deado. I'm sorry, man. Jason Evans. Okay, sorry. I'm missing some stuff here. MT Coiner, what's going on from Montana? Hayden, hey, what's going on to you? Good morning, man. Gabriel, hey, what's going on? Good day, all. Happy to wake up next to a BGD after spending yesterday patiently assembling a position. Right on, man. What does starting short mean? Tide bleach. Oh, my dear Lord. Don't be drinking that stuff, man. It means you profit when the price goes down, but get wrecked if it spikes up too high. All right. Gabriel says profit has been taken and awaiting re-entry. Take out fresh leveraged longs first before continuation. Also ready to buy on a breakout, but it would have to be substantial. Freeman's Cryptoverse. Hey, good morning to you, and thank you so much yesterday for helping out with the solar giveaway. Didn't see a whole lot of people actually enter. Yesterday we did give away 230 X42 when all was said and done. Everybody that I sent that out last night. I also sent the $50 in Bitcoin out to VK. The winner of the Christmas price prediction. So congratulations and thank you so much to everybody that did participate in that. Let's see here. So Tide Bleach, in the simplest aspect, shorting means that you are borrowing money from your broker to sell at a certain level and you are promising to buy back at a later point in time, meaning that you're going to be profiting on the down movement as opposed to a traditional buy and sell when you would buy low and try to sell high. And Jurgen Ernst, hey, good morning to you. Jeff Handsome, what's up, buddy? Glad to see you back at it. Glad to see you here as well. Okay, so let's do our normal morning stuff, guys. Let's check in with the premium trading group before we do get into the technicals here. Let me pull open Streamlabs. And let's switch over to that baby right here. All right, excellent. Do want to keep you guys updated on how the trading group is doing. Week 4 looking fantastic. Again, Alex doing a fantastic job as I was unable to actively trade over the last few days. Getting back into the swing of things now. Let's see here. He did, I mean, his BCH short, I think, pretty much covered all the Christmas present expenditures for the members of the Kraken Cryptocurrency Trading Group during the month of December. He called that short from 450 to 480, and price did reach his initial take profit target at 380 after we did take a little bit of initial profits yesterday. He was a little upset about that. He's like, why did you call my trade short? I didn't call it trade short. I just wanted to lock in some profits because of the expected volatility in the market, which we are now seeing today. So that was a 20% movement in price at 3x leverage. That was a fantastic trade. Also the Litecoin and Cardano shorts as well, doing quite well on those also. 2 active positions in XBT haven't gone our way. The last 2 potential trades that we've taken, and currently with active trades up 5.71% as of this morning. All coins are still kind of hit and miss. We're doing okay on them. We do try to, as you can see here, like with Civic and Loom, like when we do, when we do take a loss on an altcoin trade, I tend to set the stops fairly tight for altcoins because I want it to do exactly what I expect it to do. And if it does not do that, then I do like to exit trades quite quickly. That is my personal strategy when approaching certain markets, especially altcoin markets. With the volatility in these markets, you do like to see one of the worst things that traders can do. Traders will often hold on to a losing position far longer than they should because they think that their bias is correct and they are now trading their opinion. What you should really be doing, in my experience, is cutting your losers pretty much immediately. And even if, one of the worst feelings is that price goes against you, it hits your stop loss, you follow the plan and you exit the stop loss, and then price pumps up and hits your profit targets. You should not be concerned about that because all that means is that you need to reevaluate your entry position. And I do think that a particular strategy, as I have developed, like ATR 2x 2x, 3.5x, trading in the consolidation strategy, could help you quite well with that. However, there are times when even that will not work out. Certain times you're just going to get whipsawed by the market, and no matter how good your entry is, the market will prove you wrong. You don't let yourself get discouraged by that because that is what's going to lead to poor trading and poor trading habits, in my opinion. You do want to be cutting losers, especially if you're just beginning. You do want to be cutting your losers pretty much immediately, in my opinion, and letting your winners run and adding to your position, not doubling down because you think the price is going to do what you think it's going to do. If your analysis was wrong, if your entry was incorrect, then simply reevaluate, exit your position, and look to enter at a better price. You don't lose anything except risk, and you're going to save yourself from extensive drawdown, in my experience, especially if you are a beginning trader. All right. All right, sounds good, man. Freeman's, thank you very much. Yeah, if anybody wants to participate, I think Freeman's is still going to honor that. If you guys have a solar address, ASL, then you can leave it in the comments section down below after the stream is finished, and he will honor that to the extent that he is willing to do that. So thank you very much, sir. Highly appreciated. Jason Evans says, I put 8% in. I put in 8% stop losses with every trade at the time of execution and never look back. That is generally the best way to do it. Kind of set it and forget it trades. When I'm trading, thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I do. Listen, I I am interested in building a strong community and offering people resources to allow themselves to grow as traders, but I do appreciate that support. It's a 30-year-old brain, so it's been stewing for a while. Okay, so let's get back over here and talk about some technicals. Okay, sounds good to me. Now, here's one thing that I just want to point out, the first thing that I want to point out. Now, typically, when you do see a volume spike like this, as you can see on the hourly chart, this does seem like a very nice, impressive volume spike. So in the micro term, this is an impressive movement. However, if we just zoom out to any macro time frame, on the 12-hour chart, we actually do still see that we are experiencing declining volume. Okay, so here's the 12-hour chart. You can see that we are still experiencing declining volume. If we switch to the daily chart, it's even more pronounced. We are still experiencing that declining volume. Now, the traditional way to look at this is that when you do get a nice volume spike like this, you do expect to experience follow-through. That is the traditional way to approach the markets. However, looking at this, I am not fairly confident in taking a long at this particular position. You do want to wait for the market to give you confirmation to be going long in a particular situation. And hopefully this will become more clear as I explain and break this down. And keep in mind, guys, I do want to preface almost every show that I do with I don't do the spiel like this is not financial advice. Anybody who says that is an idiot. Saying that doesn't protect you from the SEC. I am here to hopefully potentially show you guys key areas in the market that I see. And again, one of the things that I say so often, and I think it's might be the most controversial thing I say because it's so counterintuitive to what you're going to hear as a new trader or even as an experienced trader, that direction matters a whole lot less than you think it does. The market in nature is random. And you can have the best defined entry position, the best defined take profit position, and the market will just slap you silly and tell you that you're wrong and that you're not as intelligent as you think you are. So you do not want to be... You want to adopt kind of the child mind aspect. You know, again, I'm not an overly spiritual man or anything like that, so it's not like I'm telling you guys to go practice Buddhism or anything like that. But you do want to approach the markets understanding that you know less than you think you do, because you are going to be at the mercy of the market. Now, when you're looking at something like an altcoin, which is so low liquidity and so volatile in the aspect that it is low liquidity, I find that altcoins and cryptocurrency in general do respond beautifully to traditional classical technical analysis. They respond to good technical analysis. Now, there's all kinds of branches and styles and methods of technical analysis. What you're going to find in your journey to become a trader is hopefully what method works for you. And the most important metric that you need to be looking at is not your P&L. It is not your win rate. It's not. It's your equity curve. You need to be looking at your portfolio balance and see if over time your balance is growing. Anytime you adopt a new strategy, you need to stick to that strategy, in my opinion, for a minimum of 6 months to be able to determine if your strategy actually has success over the long term. So many people will try, this is the problem with YouTube, I think, and with the overabundance of knowledge that is available out there. So many people will begin they'll watch a YouTube video that shows them, well, look how using this indicator and this strategy beautifully predicted this movement and made this profit in this situation. And here's 2 or 3 examples. And they'll see that and they'll be like, oh, damn, man, I need to throw that Ichimoku cloud on my chart and be trading those Kumo cloud breaks. And I need to be doing that edge-to-edge trading. And I need to be, taking them TK crossovers, et cetera, et cetera. And that's not to put any shade on Ichimoku. I trade Ichimoku occasionally. I think it is a fantastic indicator. It is a good strategy and system. However, using indicators like that as a beginner is not the best approach. People tend to use indicators as crutches because they have a substantial lack of knowledge of market fundamentals. That's why I always with the mentorship program, I always like to start out again. The first webinars and the webinar that will be coming out this evening are going to be primarily focused on risk management and horizontal support and resistance. Again, that's my trading strategy. The indicators that I do tend to use on a daily basis for confirmation, not for raw trading, are going to be volume profile, whether that's session volume, visible range, or fixed range, and the Fisher transform. You will very rarely ever hear me refer to oscillators, RSI, stochastic. It's just not my particular strategy. That is not to say that they're not valid forms of trading. It's just that unfortunately so many people start off using those things as a crutch and not realizing that they are missing the point of developing a trading strategy. Your trading strategy should not be revolved around indicators. Your trading strategy should be revolved around market fundamentals. All right, let's see. Let's check the chat real quick, man. Darius Souza. It's Justin, not Jason, but thank you. That's a common mistake. Thanks for the analysis. What's your target on this move? We'll get into that. Alonzo Fernandez says, what do you think about Bitcoin making a head and shoulders? We'll get into that as well. Going up more for head and shoulders. Big move is coming again. Someone disliked bag holder for sure, man. All right. Darius says, I'm closing 50% of my position at 3,500 and holding the rest for a deeper dive. Guys, you know what it is. I'm drinking coffee out of the Kraken Crypto Hodl mug. That means I'm going to be attractive and successful in my trading today. All right. Okay, let's get into this a little bit more now that I've kind of gone on the rant. Again, it's just so important, guys. I see so much bad information out there for people learning how to trade that really, I think, starts you off on the wrong foot. And this is kind of the problem with having access to something like YouTube, just the age that we live in. There's so much data, and it's difficult to ascertain what's valuable and what's not. So, okay, let's start off on the daily chart. So on the daily chart, we do see a couple positive things. On the daily chart, we actually do see the Fisher transform potentially bottoming above the zero line. Traditionally, for me, that's a call signal. We obviously do have the Fisher, or excuse me, we do have price action closing above, well, not yet, but trading above this previous breakdown equilibrium block. It's an equilibrium block, that's why it's purple. It did act as a breakdown block when we did go below it, but now we have traded above it, meaning that we have currently traded above our recent resistance. I was potentially looking at these areas down here as we got closer to 3,400. I was actually particularly interested in the 3,440 level. If you go to the hourly point of control, again, this area right here does act as your high volume node. And again, we were trading here in a low volume node, and that's actually where price is right now. Typically, when I see price shoot up and wick into a low volume node, I consider that a stop loss hunt. Although this is not your traditional setup for a stop loss hunt. Okay, so on the daily chart, we do have the Fisher transform potentially bottoming above the zero line. That means that according to the Fisher transform, potentially, again, we need to wait for the daily candle to close and get confirmation of this, and potentially even wait for another daily candle to actually get the cross up. This potentially means that Bitcoin does want to remain in its positive wave cycle, according to the Fisher transform. Now, let's keep that in mind as we move forward with this analysis. Going down to the 12-hour chart, we can see that if we just take recent price into account, if we just take recent price into account, we do have the point of control currently at 38.17. Price is currently trading above that and seeming like it does want to pump. Again, looking at volume by time down here, we do still see that descending volume pattern. We also see the moving average on volume moving down, meaning that you can be it's speculative the amount of follow through that you would expect to see from this movement. Again, we do have quite a bit of time until the candle closes. We have, let's see here, we actually have 6.5 hours until the daily candle closes. I would be looking at, and I'll get into this here in a little bit, I'm looking at the area of 3,900, 3,910 as kind of that key area of interest for me. If we are able to close the daily candle above 39.10, I probably wouldn't be looking to add shorts at this point in time. I would be waiting for the market to actually give me a clearer sign. Right now, let me just get this out there right now. Right now, this does look like a sell to me. That's the particular position that I'm going to take. Tao L says, I made 145% longing at 25x leverage, closed at 38.15, entered under 3,600. Awesome, man. Fantastic. Let me tell you this, though. Looking at your ROE can be extremely misleading. Now, I don't want that to sound negative because that's fantastic, man. Like, I'm always excited to hear about how people are actually being profitable in the market. However, and this is what is so dangerous, I think, about a lot of these anonymous Telegram groups, a lot of this information out there on crypto Twitter, et cetera, and a lot of the channels on YouTube, honestly. And this is kind of how I try to differentiate myself from them. ROE matters a whole lot less than your equity curve. You actually want to be looking at your portfolio growth over time as a metric for actual positive growth, because you can get lucky on any particular trade. Now, again, that is a fantastic trade, and I do not want to take that away from you. Congratulations. However, your ROE matters less than your position size. Now, you know, if you made 145% off $10, you know, or $100, okay, well, I mean, that's great. You know, like, I don't want to take that away from you. But if you do want to make more money, increasing your leverage is not going to make you more money. It's just going to be a misleading, it's just going to be saying that on the margin that you put up for this trade, you know, at 25x leverage, that's going to be extremely low margin. You made this much off your margin. Now, that's good. That's fantastic. I don't want to take that away from you. But if you are looking to make a living from this, you do want to start looking at using your stop loss level and your portfolio size to actually calculate out your position size, because what matters is position size. Again, this is something that I have to tell people so much that this is what I have to tell people so much that leverage doesn't matter. Position size matters. If you want to make more money, you have to trade a larger position size, and the closer your stop loss is, the more the more of a position size that you'll be able to that you will be trading, because your risk is going to be less. If your stop is very wide, then you're going to have to be trading with a smaller position size. All leverage does is allow you to trade a larger position size than you want to put the capital down for. It reduces counterparty risk, because say you have $5,000 in Bitcoin, and you are intelligently keeping 50% to 75% of that in cold storage and not on an exchange. Good for you. So that means that you're actively trading with what, $1,000 to $1,500? Okay, you put $1,000 to $1,500 on BitMEX, but you use your position size calculator, which is available for the members group, and you realize that, okay, I need to be trading, you know, my calculator is telling me that based on where my stop loss is and my portfolio size, I need to be trading a $4,000 position. But quandary, you only have $1,000 to $1,500 on your brokerage account on BitMEX. That's fine. You use leverage, and then you calculate your stop loss so that if your stop loss does get triggered, regardless of the leverage that you use, you're only going to be losing your risk amount, which is calculated based off your portfolio size. So I do recommend that beginner traders especially generally start with anywhere from 2 to 3%, maybe even start smaller, maybe 1% of your capital. But that will reduce your ability to take more trades. Again, I do think that 2 to 3% on any trade, and that is that I've been trading for 10 years, a successful day trader for 7 to 8, depending on how you call it. All right, you know, time is weird, but your stop loss should only be taking away, you know, so 3% of $5,000 is $150. You don't have 150, or you only have $1,000 to $1,500 on your exchange. You're still able to trade the correct position size with leverage. All right, stock market losing all of its pump. Bitcoin being feisty. Love you, bro. India, give me a shout out. Zen Fakir, Zen Yogi. Hey, what's going on, man? Please analyze Bcash ABC and Bcash SV against BTC from Poloniex. Yeah, sure, man. MT Coiner, hey, what's going on, Montana? BitMEX kicked me out right before things started getting interesting. Now grinding on Binance until I build a new BitMEX account. Yeah, man, it's tough, man. Gabriel, I hear what you're saying. The point of leverage is to be able to trade that and not have to keep that much money on your exchange account. All right, guys. Let's go down to the 12-hour chart. So, on the 12-hour chart, we are above the point of control as well. I do want to make sure that I'm taking in the correct data. Actually, you know, in this particular situation, I just want to be taking the rally into account. So yes, still above the point of control. On the 12-hour chart, the point of control sitting at 3,742. We are currently trading above that. Now, if we close above these highs, again, The magic number for me is like 3,900, because this is something that I was talking about over the last few days. When we were in this consolidation area, I was talking about this being a potential bounce up to 3,900, 4,000, and that would likely be a sell for me based on the fact that all we did was put in a lower high. So we had a nice rally over here. We put in a lower high based off this rally right here, and then obviously we fell all the way down to 3,100, or 3,150. What was the actual low here on BitMEX? The actual low was 3,121. And then we did rally up here all the way to 42.41 was our recent high. Yep, 42.41. But all that is a lower high. We haven't been able to put in. This is just downwards ranging consolidation, and not even. I mean, you can look at it as price contraction. It is price contraction, obviously, compared to this high volatility. But we do now have somewhat of a ranging market. Some people are calling this BART. It's not really BART. Again, those BART patterns are actually kind of rare. So we'll just take in this recent rally into account. Oh, one of the things that I suppose I should start off talking about is the inverted head and shoulders. So let's talk about that. I charted this out yesterday for everybody. So we do have the inverted head and shoulders potential pattern forming. Now, the way to play the inverted head and shoulders out would be around any point in time, is to enter in the long position, and your stop loss is going to be underneath your right shoulder. That is the traditional way to play an inverted head and shoulders, because if price does return to the inverted head and shoulders right shoulder, then that is actually a signal that we are not going to be completing the inverted head and shoulders. It is a reversal in trend, and we are going to be going much lower. Again, that is just the traditional way to play an inverted head and shoulders. You guys be generating your own unique trade ideas and trade results. BTC stuck at a resistance before 39.50, which was the resistance. Donnie Don Matthew, good morning to you, man. Right on, I agree. I've already taken out 80% off exchanges. TX Gen Coop, don't say Bcash. Roger Veer's gonna get pissed. Alex Valieve, please look at XRP BTC. Can possibly hit 1,000 within the next 2 to 5 hours. We do have a XRP active position open, so I'll take a look at that. Play save 1.5%. Sell and buy again in the morning and set 1.5%, because that always profit small but good. Hey man, if you are able to make 2% profit a day, you're doing better than 95% of everybody else. I'm sorry, that coffee's so good, man. Now I got to switch up for water. Okay. All right. So, charting out the inverted head and shoulders, we do have the aggressive neckline, which I use for me when I chart head and shoulders patterns or chart patterns. I do like to use actual candle body closes, and I pretty much don't look at wicks. I'm looking at wicks when I'm day trading, or when I'm actually looking to counter trend trade. I'm looking to, obviously everybody is trying to catch wicks. Again, that is a particular strategy. Generally, when I'm swing trading, I do like to use the traditional method of eat the body and leave the head and tails, meaning I'm waiting for confirmation to enter into a trade. And generally, especially if you're a new trader, that is going to give you a higher success rate when you do actually wait for the market to give you confirmation. It allows you to have a more relevant stop loss, and it allows you to actually let the market prove to you that we are going to be initiating either a bullish movement or a bearish movement, rather than speculating on trying to catch the bottom. So many people are obsessed with catching the bottoms and the tops, and although those are the highest profitability movements, and there are fantastic traders who do excel at that, and generally when I am day trading, that is what I'm trying to do, using session volume. If you're a beginner trader, I would not focus on that so much, because it's kind of like it's just the wrong approach to learning how to trade. So we do have the aggressive neckline sitting up here at around 4,346. We do have the conservative neckline of the right shoulder sitting at 4,134. What makes this the aggressive neckline and what makes this the conservative neckline? Simply the fact that this one's higher. Simply the fact that this one's lower. So if we do break above, we do take measured movements. There are two approaches to this. You take a measured movement from the peak of your head, and again, I am using candle body closes and not wicks. We do take the measurement from the candle body close of the low of the head, and we do measure that to the top of the right shoulder, and that gives us a conservative measured movement. And then we do take the measured movement from the peak of the head, the candle body close, the peak low of the head of the candle body close, and we measure to the candle body close of the left shoulder to get our aggressive neckline. So looking at this pattern and looking at the overall prevailing bearishness of the market, I would not be looking to take a movement up to 5,000 unless I get either and until the market confirms by actually closing above these conservative or aggressive necklines. Again, I was tentatively bullishly optimistic when we were up at this level. I was tentatively bullishly optimistic, assuming that it was a potential that we could break these areas. That all changed, though, when we did get a tweezer top rejection, and then we broke down past 2 levels of support and below the point of control. And now, just because we have traded above the point of control, I still have to remain speculative about a long position at this point in time. I wish that I could just be a moon boy and, throw all caution to the wind, but I am a conservative trader. That has allowed me to be able to do this for a long period in time. And again, there are times, many times, when I am wrong about a particular trade, but what differentiates me from as a profitable trader and what other people are generally doing is that when I am wrong, I tend to cut losses extremely quickly and not take much of a loss. Hey, Wolf of Crypto, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. For some reason, I don't know why, I'm not hearing any alerts. So I do have to I'm just lucky that I happened to glance over that and see that. Zamatalo, also a recent follower on Twitch. Thank you so much. And Wolf of Crypto, thank you so much. All right, so I do have to be tentative about my entry for a long position here. I just don't like to long at the top of these big moon candles like this. And the fact that on a higher time frame, the volume is still fairly unimpressive. Obviously, is the movement impressive? Is the volatility impressive? Yes. Traditionally, if you go down to your micro time frames, you would expect to see follow through from this, but you would definitely want to be looking to put in a lower high at this point in time before I would be looking to go long. So let's go down to something like the micro time frames, like the 1 hour chart, and look for what I would want to see. Again, do I want to be going long at this point in time? No, I don't. And it doesn't matter to me if price runs up here to 4,000 at this point in time. All that's going to be for me is an exit of the short that I have opened up on XBT. Again, we were actually scaling into shorts up above this area, and when I did see this movement this morning, as I was doing my morning analysis for the members group, for the premium trading group, and Darren Haig, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube. I think potentially the problem is, oh, okay, I see why I'm not being able to hear anything. Okay, had my audio coming somewhere elsewhere. Okay. Yes, we do have this double wick of resistance off that $3,900 kind of key area to me. If we are actually able to start closing above these highs, again, you could. There we go. Now we got things working. Darren Haig and Matthew M., thank you so much for the subs on YouTube. Welcome to the community. Glad to meet you. If we are actually able to start closing hourly or 4-hour candles above that $3,900 area, you can potentially look at a speculative long up to the $4,000 area and potentially just let that run as high as it wants to go. My initial take profit targets, if I were to take that trade, and again, let me just say this up front, I would not be looking to take that trade. At this point in time, I'm not going to be looking to take a long on XBT until we are actually able to close a higher time frame candle above either the conservative neckline, in which case I'm willing to go in with maybe 10 to 15% of my position. I will add more if we close above the aggressive neckline, which will also be congruent with a close above this descending trend line as well. And then I will hold for those higher targets. Again, I do have my conservative targets at 46.65 and 51.81. Those are lower than the measured movements. Why? Because I do like to be more conservative with my trading. We do have a conservative, again, Raymond, again, I'm not going to say last names, not going to do it because I butchered them. Raymond, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube, man. We do have the conservative inverted head and shoulders measured move. And Ian Hazelden, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube. If it's easy to pronounce, I will do the last name. Okay, so we do have the aggressive inverted head and shoulders measured move sitting at 56.15, and we do have the conservative inverted head and shoulders measured move at 53.64. Again, those are just measured movements measuring from the low candle body close of the head of the inverted head and shoulders. For conservative, it is to the candle body high. The candle body closed at the peak of the right shoulder, forming the conservative neckline, and alternatively on the left side, the peak of the left shoulder as well for the aggressive neckline. Now, you can use those measured movements with a little bit of a grain of salt. The reason why I would be looking at these take profit targets is because they are in LVN, low volume node areas. Again, you can also look at this as a gap trade. So really, if we are able to hit my conservative take profit target and then actually probably consolidate around that period for a little bit in time. Again, we do have this distribution area to get over. Let's highlight this on the chart. So we still have this area to overcome, guys. We do have this area of interest to overcome. As you can see on the chart, this was a previous consolidation area, and that means that there was a lot of volume traded in that area, and this is not likely a place where price will just shoot through. More than likely, price will have to grind through this area. Now, again, anything can happen, but you can look at this as a potential gap trade area. That's why I have set this take profit target. For me, a conservative take profit target at 46.65. And Benji Bartlin and Saw, thanks so much for the subs on YouTube, guys. Pleased to meet you. That's why I've set my take profit target where I do have it. I do think it will be difficult for Bitcoin to get up here regardless of the measured movement. That's why I am speculative and tentative about this. And the market, the Bitcoin market, is going to have to prove to me that we are going to actually experience this bullish movement. And seeing the fact that we have done nothing but put in a lower high. All right, I got to give big shouts out to that, man. Hey, Gabriel, thank you so much for the $33.33 donation, man. I'm you know, every time we get a super chat, every time we get a subscription on Twitch, or we get a donation to the PayPal, I mean, I don't know, guys. You guys are fantastic and awesome, guys. I really appreciate that, man. Gabriel says, love the child state of mind comment. It's important to let the brain take a break. Otherwise, we can get myopia. Live abundantly, and cheers to a profitable day for all. Hey, thank you so much, Gabriel. I mean, I really appreciate you being a viewer, man. You are fantastic, dude. Hype in the chat. Hey, thanks, man. Value for value, man. Thank you so much, Gabriel. I highly appreciate it, man. You are a fantastic and wonderful individual. I hope that you have a profitable day as well, man. We just had a new follow. Hey, Arkansas Blake 420. Hey, man. Hope those Canadian marijuana stocks are doing well for you. Thank you so much for the follow on Twitch, man. All right. So yes. So as before I lose my train of thought over the thank you again, Gabriel. Thank you so much, man. Before I do lose my train of thought. I do want to see Earth Research Group. You're welcome, man. Thank you for participating in the giveaway. I do want to see the market actually prove to me as well. I do want to see the market prove to me. And Charles Bracos, hey, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube. I do want to definitely see the market convince me and prove to me that we are going to be entering into bullish movement. And again, so I need to see these resistances get broke before I'm looking to establish a long position at this point in time. This still looks like an opportunity to enter into a short. Again, I am not one to hold on to losing positions. And although it would pain me to take a stop loss if price does trade above 3,900, I would potentially do that, especially because I do have other people's capital to worry about. Our traders that are in the members group, Wyman Jones and Pete Back. Thank you so much for the subs on YouTube, guys. I do have to concern myself with their capital and their risk tolerance as well. So more than likely, what I will be doing is playing it conservatively and just looking to re-enter again upon in this distribution order area. Now, I do want to go over to XLM pumping quite nicely. So I do want to go over to my other chart for XBT USD as well. My other chart for XBT USD as well, we can see the same thing. We see that the price had come. This is I do have multiple charts set up, so this for me was a potential shorting area chart. So looking at the hourly chart on this particular setup, we do see that price has come into an area where I was looking to add a short position right here, and an area where I was looking to manage risk. Now, the way that I tend to trade is I do not like hard stops. Again, they tend to get you quite wrecked. Now, this is just my particular risk tolerance and preference. You guys obviously need to be developing your own trading strategy. Not to say that hard stops are terrible, but this is an area where I'm looking to manage risk around the 3890 level. Again, 3900 being a very important, 3910 being a very important level for me right now. Again, that is the area right here where we do need to close over for these shorts to get absolutely invalidated. Obviously, just to look at this from a perspective of active traders, this is an area where we did have a lot of shorts come and pile in as I'm one of them. So if this area gets closed and traded above, that invalidates those shorts and gives credence to the long position as well. However, I'm still looking at that time to just enter into a short up at this area. Again, cutting my losses fairly quickly, willing myself to be wrong at this point in time, and approaching the market with that particular mindset, with the bearish bias at this point in time. Going back over to my main chart for XBT USD, Again, we're not doing anything special or fantastic yet, guys. Yes, this is a nice candle. We've seen plenty of them before. Generally, here's the thing, though. If we go over, let's look at the descending movement, guys. Let's look at the descending movement. Okay, so we basically saw the same thing for our last rally. Okay, we had this nice bullish impulsive move upwards, and then we had a nice, we had a big bearish movement down, a little bit of sideways consolidation. Nexty Gaming, hey, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube. Ian Hazelden asks, what do I think of Decred? Am I losing it, or does PIVX looks like it wants to do something? Hey, Mbate, I'll take a look at that for you, brother. India to legalize crypto, big news in a huge emerging market. Yep, definitely, man. India is definitely where a lot of tech companies have their lasers pointed. And Hayden, yes, I will definitely look at PIVX, man. Not a problem. It's over 9,000. And Jan, hey, thanks so much, man. Lost my train of thought. Okay, sorry. I was pointing out the similarities of the current rally with this rally right here. We do see this basically the exact same thing going on right back here. We have this nice bullish impulse rally. Everybody's screaming for 5K Bitcoin. People were talking about the inverted head and shoulders over here. If you recall, I said that, man, I don't really like this. I don't really like this dip down. Back at this point in time. Now, we did actually play out the lower time frame inverted head and shoulders, because that was the time, excuse me, that was down here where we did take profits at 36.20 right here at this point in time. If you guys recall back in the markets, we were actually live for that pump right here. Looking back, we can see that, you know, we were very lucky and to be able to capture that movement. But yes, that did play out quite nicely. And look here, you know, look here how you know, kind of how significant that right shoulder was comparatively. And look how when you actually did break your neckline right here, that was the, in my opinion, the less risky time to enter into the market and to take that measured movement up. You always, you know, do want to be waiting for the market to give you confirmation so that you can reduce your risk. But yeah, we see the same thing here, man. When the market is bullishly impulsing upwards before you reach a local top, you do want to be longing every dip. But when you are experiencing downwards movement and then you get a nice bullish rally like this, you're generally looking for opportunities to short sell. Again, we see a nice bullish movement right here, a little bit of follow through, excellent opportunity to short in the market. We see the same thing down here, downwards movement, a little bit of sideways consolidation, big moon pump upwards. Again, that's a 5% candle right there just in an hour. Excellent opportunity to go short, a little bit of sideways consolidation. And we see the same thing right here. Big moon candles right here. Here's a 7% candle. Excellent opportunity to go short. And then just ranging down and down and down. You see the exact same thing. And now we do have this nice bullish impulsement move towards up. We have now hit the descending trend line of resistance. Weren't able to form a higher high. This is very bearish to me. And so looking at this, seeing as the cycle is moving downwards, I am now looking for opportunities to short sell in the market. Could this run up to the point of control on the hourly chart right here, currently sitting around 4,000, 4,020? Yes, it could. Again, that just becomes another opportunity for me to enter into a short position. We are going to have to see, in my eyes, a strong macro time frame, so 12-hour, 24-hour, or higher daily candle close above either the conservative neckline, in which case I'm willing to speculatively enter maybe 10 to 15% of a long position, close above this descending trend line, and a close above the aggressive neckline would be my last barriers, and then I begin to scale into the position, targeting those upward targets. But until that happens, guys, until that happens, I will be stubbornly, bearishly looking for an opportunity to short sell in the market. All right, so PIVX, I'm going to scroll back up to the chat, man. And Gene, there's a funny noise from the speaker here, man, like interference. If anybody else is experiencing that, please let me know. Again, I did just get the new microphone in, you know, Amazon just dropped it off at my door today, just this morning, like a half hour before the show. So I've just plugged it in. I haven't done any setup on it. You know, there's all kinds of like knobs and switches and buttons, and I'm not an audio professional, so I am going to have a chat with my buddy here today who is kind of an audio geek, and he's hopefully will get this set up for me a little bit better. So if any of you guys are hearing that, please let me know. That's Gene. You're the only person who said that so far. So I do need to add filters to this and get it all, you know, beautiful, nice, and hopefully tomorrow, if you guys like take a look, I'll show you guys. Boom. And I got the scissor arm and the pop filter. This is for Alex. So Alex, you're going to have this coming to you on the way, man. The C920 Pro HD webcam, so Alex can help us start doing shows. Boom. Scissor arm, so this will actually clamp onto my desk, and I also got the pop filter so that, you know, hopefully the, you know, again, I'm not an audio technician, guys, but, you know, I do have, luckily, you know, because I'm just able to focus on trading, I have, you know, been able to surround myself with people that are helping Kraken Cryptocurrency grow, not only as a platform, not only as a show, but as a trading group and as a community for traders who do want to learn to trade better and become more experienced. So, Voldemars K, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube, and also Bonzer. I had a good friend named Bonzer back in the day. Check this, guys. 3x Ledger Nano S giveaway. Vote for favorite YouTuber crypto. Hey, me right here. 12/22/2020 Dream says, yeah, this new mic rocks. No weird audio glitch outs anymore. Well, thank you. Yes, I did have, you know, I think the problem was, this was the old mic right here. It's the Yeti, or excuse me, the Snowball Ice from Blue. And I had it for a little bit over a year, and it was a fantastic microphone, guys. But it did, you know, over the last like few months, it did start cutting out. So this is the upgrade. This is the Blue Yeti blackout version. I don't game, but it came with like... it came with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I don't play video games. Sometimes I play Fortnite with my son, but he wrecks me. So I'll probably just give that away. I think it's a digital copy, but if anybody wants that, maybe just post down. Maybe just post down in the. Maybe just post down in the section. Let me try turning the. Let me try turning the gain down. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, high frequency feedback going on. Definitely feedback. Had to switch to speakers from the headphones. Okay. It's just a small hum. It's not that bad. Ferrite clamp. Okay, maybe that's what it is, because this is a more maybe this is, you know, it's a more higher quality mic. So maybe I do need to maybe I just need to work. I'll just work on my audio settings, guys. Sorry. Yeah. So I think that's a good idea, Hayden. So we'll just do like a giveaway for this Assassin's Creed Odyssey that came with this. Again, I think it's a PC digital standard version. It's worth $60. So I think I'll just do that. Anybody that wants to leave a comment in the section down below, and I'll pick, you know, just leave a random comment on this video after the show's done. And you know, I'll pick a random, you know, I'll put it in the roulette wheel. We do have, you know, random number generators, and I'll pick a random commenter. All right, well, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. They're like, yeah, it's a little buzzy, but the content's so good, man. It's all good, dude. Turn the buzz up. Fuck it. Ian Hazelden says, Decred is the hidden giant. What's your take? Let me pull open my notepad here so I can write these notes down. Again, I do want to keep track. I'm about to take a break here in about just a minute, in fact, just so I can go refresh my water cup. And when I come back, I'll look at Decred, PivX, Bcash ABC, and Bcash SV on Poloniex to BTC. And I have room for one more request, guys. So let me scroll up in the chat here real quick. Again, there's a lot of chat, so I'm sorry if I missed anything, guys. I do my best to keep up. Hey. Yes, I'll say hi to you, but I won't say your name live on the stream. Is it sitting on any other cables? Yeah, it is. Just the way I have it routed. Hopefully that's better. Now it's sitting on my leg. Again, I got my buddy. He's an audio geek, so hopefully he'll be able to help me out with this, man. Dax SKS asks, where am I from? The Midwest of the United States, my good sir. Whoa, damn, whole lot of requests there. Jesus Christ. I do have to take the first one, and that would be from Mr. 12222020 Dream, TRX USDT on Binance. Sorry, guys. Can only do so much. Hey, Draco says, I suck so bad at trading. If I buy, it goes down. If I sell, it goes up every single time. There's a meme for that. Don't get discouraged, man. A lot of people often feel like that in the markets. The problem is that you're mostly letting yourself get whipsawed in a ranging market. You just want to take time and develop a strong trading strategy and look at the colors of the candles, much less. So, all right, guys, listen, I'm going to take a 1 to 2 minute break, just refresh my water cup, step outside, just breathe in the crisp cold air here real quick because it does get stuffy here in the recording booth. And then when I come back, I will look at Decred, PIVX, Bcash, ABC, and Bcash SV to BTC, and TRX USDT. I'll also do an announcement, and we'll talk. Obviously, I'll remind people about the Assassin's Creed Odyssey giveaway, and yeah, we'll keep this party going, guys. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Thanks, guys, for staying with me. You guys are fantastic. Okay, let's take a gander here. See what I missed in the chat. Yeah, man, you got to stay hydrated, man. Definitely got to stay hydrated. Which is better, pips or satoshis? It just depends on your approach to the marketplace. I do know people that do use a strategy of pips to trade cryptocurrency. I prefer trading in dollar amounts. Tony FOMO. Hey, thanks for pointing out that audio issue. I got to get it figured out so that it doesn't blow people out. Again, hopefully I'll get with my as I said, I'll get with my audio buddy, and hopefully we can start to improve all the audio on the stream. Get this new mic all set up, optimized, and beautiful sounding, just like the professional podcasters. All right, let's get into some of those requests, guys. All right, so I think the first one I had, let me pull open my notepad. Water, don't lie. We know that's moonshine. If it was moonshine, I'd be far more entertaining on the stream potentially, guys. I am. I don't drink. I very rarely have any kind of drink. But yes, I think the streams would be far more entertaining, and potentially the technical analysis might be a little less accurate. You do want to be, guys. You know, one thing about trading, you do want to develop healthy habits, man. You do want to develop healthy habits. Again, I trade best when I've had a full night's sleep. I've eaten good. I've had a good workout. You know, I've gone for a run. It's just healthy living. Clean living does provide for me just a good setup for a successful life. Darius Souza says, do you use TD sequential? Not generally in active trading so much. It is a valid way to trade if you understand the specifics. I do have a full video introduction to TD sequential. It's gotten very positive reviews. It is on our YouTube channel. You can go check it out. It's in the Trading Crypto 101 playlist. It is called TD sequential, a comprehensive introduction to mastering market dynamics. 0.1 BTC if you give it a try. Nah, man. Not my bath, man. Hayden says, again, I do want to welcome Hayden, new analyst to the Kraken cryptocurrency team. He says, I'm looking for an hourly close above 3876.05 before I am considering this to have any potential for a continued move higher. I agree with you. I think I'm actually a little bit more conservative than you. I'm actually looking at that 3910 area, honestly. Until then, this is definitely a beautiful area for me to be short from. And thank you so much, Hendrik Vorster, for the sub on YouTube. All right, so let's get into those requests, and I'll do my charting for you guys. So first off, I want to look at Decred. And you do, guys, you know, again, it is helpful when you guys ask for a request. If you tell me if you want it to Bitcoin or USDT or the dollar, I generally do like to chart things to the dollar so that I can reduce the amount of volatility that Bitcoin is going to imply into the markets. I do always like to trade tether pairs, so I will be doing Decred USDT on Bittrex. Whether or not this is what you want, clarify, man. Kappa HT. Okay. So decred to the tether does not look overly fantastic. I bet he was saying it's the sleeping giant. So if we look at it, compared to Bitcoin, okay, that's a little bit of a different story. Well, of course, if as Bitcoin is, as a lot of people who are retail, well, not in general, retail doesn't move the markets, institutions move the markets. These massive pumps up in the Bitcoin valuation don't overall impress me, man. Let's see here, 12-20-20 Dream. I'm not German, and man, my German is so crappy. Can't remember what Vipe means. Not there, although I have the don't know what Geifel means. That Europe in an hour, much crypto would buy. Okay, from Holland. All right, sounds good, man. Sounds good. All right, I got most of that. Working on my German a little bit. Again, I used to speak it pretty well, man, especially when I was a kid, and I can understand just about everything that's said to me and get the gist of it. But and I do speak it to my kids, the little bit that I remember. But again, as Sally has reminded me out commonly, if you don't use it, you lose it, man. Bitcoin technical analysis. Do you think BTC will go up more than where we are right now? I don't know, man. You're the technical analyst. No, I'm just kidding, man. I think. Listen, here's the thing with Bitcoin. This is a good opportunity for me short. I would be on the lookout though for a potential movement upwards. Now, depending on whether you want to cut your loser extremely quickly and take the L on that particular position and just look for a better optimum entry, or look at this as an area to. Jeff Handsome, I got most of that. Sure. Well, he said he's German. He said I can't get that. And I was not. I don't know what Vite means though. Although I have I don't know that Europe in an hour, much crypto I would buy. I know Rammstein lyrics. Does that count? Hey, good place to start, guys. Good place to start. Let's see here. I would be hesitant about a movement upwards. If we are actually able to close like an hourly candle above 3,900, if we are actually trading German lessons for trade setups, hey, I might take you up on that, man. If we are actually able to close an hourly candle above 3,900, I'm potentially not. I'm potentially looking to either cancel out of my short and look for a better optimum entry around that 4K area, or add to my position. BALD, by choice, man, by choice. Okay, let's get into Decred. So I'm going to do this tethered to the dollar. So the first thing that I'm going to do, as I always do, is take all indications off. It's better than mine, man. It's better than mine, brother. Okay, you have a feeling that Europe in about an hour will buy a lot of crypto. Let's be on the lookout for that. Why in about an hour, do you think? All right, so charting out long-term potential take profit targets. I'm not going to do it, Nixie 80. All right, now let's bring the volume profile back. And we'll be looking at these We'll be looking for these breakdown zones. All right, so we do have our point of control coming in right around here at about $37.17. That is going to be congruent with this resistance order block as well. So this is an area of interest for me. So this is our previous breakdown order block area. We did get a nice little pump above that, up to this previous pool of liquidity, which did act as resistance. So volume profile has not translated down here yet, meaning although we are seeing a little bit of bullish accumulation, we're still just forming lower highs. So until we're actually able to get over this, this previous distribution area confirmed by the volume profile as an area of interest, until we're able to get above this, again, all we're seeing is just a lower high. Let's see here. Again, the volume is nice, but not overly impressive. Tony Cushfito says, what do you guys think the best trading platforms are? Like which ones provide best info to analyze? Trading platforms, I use TradingView exclusively. That's why I'm not on Deribit yet, because Deribit is not yet on TradingView, although it will be soon from what I hear. I know a lot of people do use Coinigy. It's not a bad platform. All right. So until we're actually able to close impressively above this area, this previous breakdown order block, it's very hard for me to be bullish about this. Again, all we're doing is forming lower highs. Again, I do want to wait for actual bullish confirmation. Getting above that area, we come right back smack dab into another yeah, we can actually see it if we zoom in. We do see the point of control right there. So let's chart that out now that I've zoomed in and got a little bit closer look at that. Again, it's hard looking at how small that area is. Again, it is kind of hard to base that metric, but that is how I look at this. If we are able to impressively close above this resistance order block, you could potentially be looking to hesitantly enter into a position on Decred, at least on Tether, at least on Bittrex, looking at this particular exchange. This would act, again, depending on your time frame and your time preference, you can look for a very short scalp up to the take profit level that I have. That's going to be a 7% movement for you again. So let's go down here to the lower. You can see, so basically if this candle is actually able to close above this high right here, so that's going to be a close above $20.88. You could potentially take that trade to $22.67, which would be my first initial take profit target. You can probably potentially look to take that trade. And then I would wait for confirmation on a close above this previous area as well, because then what you do is you enter into LVN territory. You enter an area where price just shot down through this area like a hot knife through butter, and on the movement back up, price tends to do the exact same thing. You can look at this as price wanting to return to the point of control. Again, the point of control currently sitting around $37, right up in that previous long area of distribution that we did have right here, this previous breakdown order block. Now, I would be looking to take profits in the LVN before we get to that area. So that would be a trade from $22 to $32. And that would actually be a trade, from $25.54 on a convincing close above that level up to that $32 area. That is going to be a 25% movement for you, almost a 26% movement. And this is allowing you to get confirmation. Obviously, coming down here, now looking at this right here, I do have this green line acting as support right now because it did act as support previously, but looking at this right here, it did act as a daily stop loss hunt. So you did put in this low right here, and then you also had price pull back and respect this area right here as well. So I'm going to up that stop loss area. Would I be looking to enter into a position right here? No, because more than likely it is the second pass through. We could potentially look for a breakout at this point in time, but I'm not banking on a breakout until I actually get confirmation of a breakout. Until then, I remain bearish because the market structure is bearish. Let's see here. Jamie Garzaro, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube. So I would definitely be using this level of $15.30 to manage your risk, because if price does trade below that level, it is most likely a reversal in trend, and you have ended your slight bullish rally Yes, we are experiencing a nice little pump right here, and I know everybody wants to get excited, but again, I'm going to be a Debbie Downer, guys, and say that I'm skeptical of this at best, and I'm just not I'm not in the market of attempting to catch the bottoms on all these altcoins, guys. There's plenty of time. Manish Roy, there's plenty of time. There's too much uncertainty into the market, so I'm not overly concerned with buying these bottoms or buying these dips. Potentially, had I been watching this, when we did trade above this previous support level that broke down, that was kind of your initial trigger to enter into a position. If you're wanting to trade this to the short side, and you already had, looking at the trade in that aspect, you already are up about 25%. So good profits from any way you want to look at this. The shirt is orange. The shirt is orange. It is my HODL Cracking Cryptocurrency logo shirt. All right. Yeah. So that's how I would play Decred to Tether, at least on Bittrex right now, guys. I would wait for a potential breakout of this previous resistance order block right here. So that's going to be a close above. That's going to be a close above $20.88, potentially looking to take that to $22.67, waiting for a close above this previous breakdown area as well, above $20.54, and then you can look to potentially take that trade up to $32 as well. I will publish this so that you guys can see this in TradingView. And then again, if we do go below this $15.30 mark, again, that is a sign to me that this slight rally is over and you are experiencing a reversal in trend. And I would be waiting again until we are actually able to break above that area. Jeff Handsome says, I only trust Debbie Downers. Thank you, man. Let's actually... Paul Beecham and Gribix, thank you so much for the subs on YouTube, guys. Highly appreciated. So where would you be managing risk if you're looking to take this breakout trade? Well, traditionally, you set your stop loss below the candle that actually breaks the level. So let's actually go down to the hourly chart. So traditionally, when you're looking to take a breakout trade, you would be setting your stop loss below the low of the candle that actually breaks out. So you would have to wait for that candle until you actually posit your stop loss in. But in this particular situation, you could use a level like this as your stop loss. And the same thing for this level right here. I would actually use, just because I have it available to me, we do have this point of control. So setting your stop loss right below the point of control right there. And right where the value area teeters off. Come on. There we go. And let's tighten this bad boy up just a little bit. There we go. All right, so hopefully that looks good and clear. So now I'll publish that. MBait22 says, what time frame for candles would you suggest using for the close above levels? You can either use the hourly chart or the 4-hour chart. You generally, when you're actually looking to enter into a trade, I'm developing my directional bias and my trade strategy on a macro time frame, and then when I'm actually looking to initiate enter the trade, I generally zoom down to the 1-hour chart. A lot of people do like to use the 4-hour chart as well, 2-hour chart, 3-hour chart. You know, whatever your strategy is going to be. For me, I generate trade ideas on the 24-hour and the 12-hour chart, and then I look to initiate them on the hourly chart. That allows me to use ATR more effectively, and that allows me to manage my risk at a much tighter level, because it lets me know much quicker if I'm right or wrong. So for this particular trade idea, I would be using the hourly chart for confirmation of the breakout. All right, so there's Decred Tether USDT. Julg94 and Jean Remy Osorio, thanks so much for the subs on YouTube, guys. Julia J94, hey, thanks so much for the heart. I'm going to drop your comment here in just a second, and when I get back to XBT, I will give you I'll give you my opinion on that. I do want to finish with these requests. So we'll look at PIVX. Can't trade PIVX to USDT. So we'll do PIVX to the dollar, calculated by TradingView. All right. Yeah, fuck it. First things first, we'll get rid of this. You know what? I'll do PIVX BTC for you, man, because that's probably what you're going to be trading. That looks pretty much the same. Dice N0 Enzo, I just subbed because I did not yet found someone that does what you do. For that, thanks. Hey, thank you so much, man. I highly appreciate that. Just turn up the volume on my phone, and there's a very obnoxious high-pitched tone playing. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know how I can get rid of that, guys. I'll work with my audio buddy. Hopefully, get everything fixed out and looking better on this particular thing. I don't know if it's the cable laying on something, if I'm going to have to route it better, or what the situation is. Apecom or Apicom, hey, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube, man. All right, so PIVX to BTC. Let's look at this big bad boy right here. All right, so we're going to discount these for the meantime, and we're just going to look at this. Okay, so we've got our overhead take profit targets now. Do want to keep it on the short term. And where are we going to see potential support? Clearly this area right here, which was our resistance area. And we would have been looking for this area to hold as support, but it did act as resistance. All right, so let's pull back on our volume profile so we can get more confirmation of these levels. All right, so we do have price currently trading above the point of control. On the daily chart right here, looking at the Fisher transform, we do have the crossover right here after being in the very negative aspect of the wave cycle for quite a while. Do we bottom above the zero line here? Potentially. We are seeing a little bit of a green candle. It's actually a little bit below that support level that I had talked about. So kind of hesitant on PIVX at this point in time. We will see. Yes, we did have a very nice volume spike, but then a much more impressive, obviously the volume is impressive either way, but at the top of an uptrend, you do have to look at this in, from a horizontal support and resistance level here, guys. Let's look at these big bullish volume spikes right here. You had a lot of individuals buy right here, so you do have to remember that when you're looking at wicks, the very high of that wick, that high, 2203, that was somebody buying. And the same thing over here. So that means that you do have a lot of trapped buyers in this area right here. And as you can see, it's acting as current resistance. That's right there, right at the top of your value area. So obviously, for people that are short selling, they're obviously looking at those potential areas to capture liquidity to be able to sell and exit their positions in bags. And that's exactly what happened here. You had all these trapped buyers in this area right here who bought in when they thought price was going to go up. Price stalled on them, moved sideways, and then immediately moved against them. And this was a panic candle right here where everybody dumped. And your more savvy traders are looking for opportunities like this and setting their limit orders extremely low, multiples of ATR underneath price, underneath support, to be able to capture panic wicks like this. Very good way to approach altcoins, honestly, with the amount of liquidity. How panic selling can just absolutely move the market like that. I mean, geez, that is a. Let me get the candle. Oh, okay. So it's only capturing the open and close, but that was a 64% drop, 66% drop. So you're able to catch PIVX at a 66% discount. Oh man, interesting. Just looking at this from that perspective, you do need to wait until price is actually able to close above these highs until you can kind of be excited about a potential rally. You do have this previous resistance order block right here. Not super high on the volume profile relatively, but still does act as an area of support because it's an area that has not been tested. It's only been tested here as resistance on the initial pullback, which was confirmation of the breakdown. Here you do have a support level that is violated, and then you consolidate under that level for a little bit. You do pull back, and then you come up and you get rejection from it right here. This was the confirmation of the sell on PIVX, although initially, generally, you want to be a little bit more aggressive with your positions here on altcoins and look for this breakdown here as your initial level to sell or to manage your risk. A nani nani and a ho ho ho. Hey, thanks so much. I love Robinhood Men in Tights for the sub on YouTube. All right. Man. PIVX, man. I have history with PIVX. Vansh Bajaj, I have not forgot about you, man. Sounds like a bad connection, like hardware feedback from wherever you have your mic plugged in. Yeah, that's possible. Scott did fry my computer before he gave it to me. Oh man, sorry, man. He hates it when I bring that up. I'll do my best to again try to clean that up. MT Coiner, all the information is on the website underneath the premium trading group section at krakencryptocurrency.com, or you can join the Discord and hit us up. The information's in there in the premium info channel as well. Hello from Togo. Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, Caribbean Crypto Show. Glad you could join us, man. too much or too little or not clean. Yeah, I'll get with my audio guy. I feel like I've said that like 20 times. Hopefully we can get it cleared out. I'm hopeful that I don't really want to switch back to the old microphone. Okay, let's take a gander here. Sorry, it's easy for me to get distracted, guys. Early morning, coffee is not really doing the job. I'm kind of tired this morning. I don't know why. I didn't get the best sleep last night. I was up late. Working, honestly. So going against what I said. Okay, so looking at PIVX here, let's just be realistic. I get excited if we're able to close, above this resistance order block area. Let's look at the candle body close that you actually have to close above. So let's just chart that out. Let's pull out a trend line and put that baby right there. Okay, so same thing. Now, if we go down to our hourly chart, where do we actually have to close above? So since you're going to be doing this on the hourly time frame, let's zoom that up. Okay. So if you are able to actually close an hourly candle above that level, you can potentially look to go long. Now, we do seem to have a little bit of pumping of the brakes at this area, but man, I'm telling you what, you still have, even if you're looking at this on the hourly chart, now you have this area. Now you have this area to contend with. You have that area to contend with, and then you're going to have this area to contend with, and you're going to have this area to contend with. So if you want to look at those as potential take profit targets, if you do want to enter in a position around these areas, that's fine. Not the way that I take it. I do like to get confirmation on these breakout movements. That's why I'd actually like to enter once we've cleared resistance and we're fairly confident that we're going to go higher. Looking at the short-term take profit target levels of 29.03 and 38.63. And again, where do you manage risk if you're looking to take that breakout trade? You typically want to set your stop below the low of the candle that actually violates the level. So until you do have that available, you could potentially look at this area for your stop loss. So let's do it like that. And then if you are wanting to enter here, the way that I would play this out, if you want to play the micro time frame, again, let's make sure that that's congruent here. Yep, so you do have your point of control right here, right underneath you. Now, you're going to have to zoom in more or just take that aspect into account. Come on now. Quit playing games with my heart. There we go. You could either use this one. You could either use the end of the value area. Let's just take the consolidation and the recent rally into account. Okay, that gives us what we want. So you can either use a stop loss. I do like this. It's right at the bottom, right at where resistance broke through and confirmed this bullish movement and then acted as support that got violated. So this does seem like a good relevant area to use as a stop loss. So you could use a close below this level as well on the hourly chart to manage your risk if you're trying to enter right here. What kind of art are, and then you can use these as micro targets. Don't really like it though, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, obviously that your trade setup does give you decent R to R. Yeah, doesn't really give you good R to R, man. Gives you that 1.84 if you do hit take profit target level 3. I mean, if you're looking for your area where you would optimally enter, it's up there, but small position size. Not really a trade I would be looking to take, but there you have it. Mbate says, nice, always glad to see a stop loss above where I bought in. Hey, man, hell yeah. Hey, no problem, 12, 22, 2020 Dream. Mike 500, I fixed mine just using a different outlet instead of computer USB. Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. But then the problem is that this is a USB microphone, so then I wouldn't be able to connect it to the computer. Mbate says I was actually going to take profit at 24 and 26. Yeah, those aren't bad levels. Those aren't bad levels. And pull back down here to the 50% 618 Fibonacci retracement. Does give a little confirmation. Just be cautious with it, man. Just be cautious with it. So somebody asked about the... I don't think the closing of CMA today caused the fake pump. It doesn't matter the fundamental reason. It's, you know, everybody talks about the CME expiry. The fact is, like, I've back tested the CME expiry. It does not have a reliable directional movement on the markets. It is the end of the year. It's the last week. It's the last week of the session. It's the last week's session. It's the last year. It's the last week of the year. So all these things, you know, you do want to be cautious trading at these point in times. At this point in time. But as far as, here's the thing, man, as far as the CME expiry, like, it doesn't have a marketed effect on market movements. Like, everybody says that. It's a fucking meme, dude. It's a meme. It's just go back and back test. You know, there's lots of charts. It's all public data. Look at the effect that you have on the expiry date of CME futures, and you'll see that sometimes the market moves up and sometimes it moves down. It has no noticeable, reliable, systematic effect, man. Hayden says Ethereum is about to take off and will most likely pull BTC up with it if it does. Let's go take a gander. So you have now invalidated your head and shoulders pattern on Ethereum USD by trading above the right shoulder. So that's now bupkis. We can delete that. And we are now trading also above the point of control on this rally. So looking pretty good, actually. On better volume. Let's go out to the higher time frames. Yeah, Ethereum, the volume is much more impressive. Trying. It's definitely trying. Need a volume spike and a candle close above this level. If that happens, yeah, it's probably going to pop up. Red 5 Golf Gunny says, holy shit, 583 people in here. The thing is, man, when the market is pretty volatile, man, we do get more viewers in here. You know, whenever Bitcoin makes a big leg up or whenever Bitcoin makes a big leg down, that's when everybody wants to come around. It's all good. I do agree with you. Hayden. The traditional way to look at this is that, listen, you had this pretty massive resistance up here, and I think that most people would look at this and say, like, oh, well, look how weak the bulls are, like, trying to push this up. No, like, what you're seeing is them grinding through the bears, because we had a lot of bears enter into positions in this area right here. We had a lot of shorts be opened up in this area. And if they're not able to suppress the market and push it down, they're going to exit out of their unprofitable positions because they don't want to get squeezed. And them buying back into the market would most likely propel price up here to the $4,000 region. So yeah, this actually does look pretty bullish now. The bulls have been able to hold this consolidation period here for quite a while. But I'm going to remain with my original bias. To me, that's probably only going to be another leg up to this resistance area right here. Again, I'm not going to be looking for a long position until we get confirmation that we've completed this pattern or that we've broken out of resistance. Until then, I'm still going to be looking for opportunities to short. So what I will do at this point in time is most likely be looking to exit my trade, to be exiting my short position, because I do like to cut my losers fairly short fairly quickly. I'll just re-enter into it if this does break down bearish. But then I'll just look for opportunities as Bitcoin price does. If Bitcoin price does get another leg up, which it's kind of looking like it will do right now, I'll be looking for opportunities up in this area to enter into another short position at a more profitable price. No reason to suffer the drawdown when I can just take the slight L or almost a break even, honestly, depending on where you enter or exit. Am I losing money right now because I'm short? Yep. Yes, I am. On this position, yes, I am. Well, no, actually, no, I'm not. Depending on the entry level. It's me says there are no bulls and bears. It's them and us. They want your money. Sebastian Rodriguez says, "Stay long, my friend." Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I gotta see price convince me, man. I think the short-term play is long, yes, but the play was long over here, and I took that play, and the play was short here, and Alex took that play. Still, it still looks nice in the short term, guys, but it's just a short-term scalp trade. All right, man. Sorry, we're running out of time. We only got 10 minutes left. I got to blast through these. Requests, guys. BCH, ABC, and TRX USDT. BCH SV, BCH ABC. Oh, what the hell? To BTC. It's a big ass volume profile. I didn't need the volume profile to tell me that. I didn't need it to tell me what I already know. Okay. All right, so always start from the right side of your chart and then move left. So yeah, obviously a big area of this. We do have this big distribution area, this previous distribution area before the breakdown. We weren't actually able to make higher highs, as you can see right here. We made lower daily candle body closes than this previous consolidation area where we actually broke down from. So what's going to be acting as resistance right now? Obviously this level. This level is going to be acting as our current resistance. Let's see here. Where's an area that might be acting as support? God, you don't really have any, man. Let's see if we can fabricate one. Yeah, same area I was looking at on the daily chart. You do see a little bit of a spike here. You do see a little bit of a spike here and a little bit of sideways consolidation before the breakdown. So this area might potentially act as support. I feel it's fabricated, though. The reason why I think it's fabricated and what I mean by that is that, you know, price just ran through this area like a hot knife through butter, pretty much on the way down and on the way up. It did not stop. Marcus Bendig, thanks so much, man. It didn't stop on the way down to form strong resistance. So again, just like Hayden was saying with the movement up here for BTC, you know, a slow grind upwards does establish a stronger level, a baseline of support. So yes, we do kind of have this area here as well, and price did find a little bit of support off that as well. But on the daily chart, we haven't yet closed above the highs of this previous consolidation area that we had right here. Still looks overwhelmingly bearish to me. Again, all we did was put in a lower high in this area right here, and yes, we will see a little bit of pumps on the way up, but overall this remains a sell to me until price is actually able to, I'd say in the short term, you could look to exit your short position. Well, again, I'm playing this on BitMEX, but just looking at this as Poloniex, this does not look like a buy to me yet at this point in time. This becomes a buy to me. I mean, the trade on the table is far more profitable if price is actually able to close a daily candle, or again, you can zoom down to your hourly chart to take that trade if you actually want to. And so we're actually able to close here above 0.05, or excuse me, 0.05. If we're able to close above 0.05, I mean, look, there was no buying pressure right here. And again, this is a shallow area of the volume profile. As I've said again multiple times, like when you're looking at something this fresh, it's hard to establish like good support and resistance zones. I still think BCH is overwhelmingly a sell though, just at this point in time. Let's go down to the hourly chart and see if I can find any short-term trades for you. Lower lows, lower highs. Yep, all we're doing is putting in a lower high. This looks like a sell to me. This definitely looks like a sell. Yep, bam, there you have it. Got this nice descending channel. If you're able to close above it, again, you've got you could potentially look at taking that hourly trade up to this level right here. You do get obviously a nice little bit of bullish volume. Everything did kind of pop. All eyes are going to be on Bitcoin if it's actually able to make this next leg up to 4K. If that does happen, I'd be cautious here, guys. I would be really cautious, man, because man, the opportunity, the people, the way that I'm looking at this, I'm like looking for a better opportunity to enter into a short position from, guys. This looks wonderful and fantastic to me. Now, again, do I change my tune if we're able to close above the neckline, the descending trend line, and the aggressive neckline? Yeah, sure it does. Obviously, I react to the markets and take what the market's giving me, guys. But just looking at this, man, you do want to be really cautious that you do not get roped into an overly enthusiastic long at this position at this point in time, guys. I've seen this happen so many times. The market looks overwhelmingly bearish. We're on the downside of this movement. Didn't really come up upon, you know, yeah, you can look at this area. Obviously, this was a support area. This was an HVN that we did end up bouncing off of. But guys, it's not the play. It's not the play. You can look for the play here to here. That's fine if you want to be a short-term trader. That's absolutely fine. I'm not going to balk anybody who wants to take that trade, but I mean, this to me is just looking for a better opportunity to enter into a short position from. and how you go about doing that, good luck to you, man. Gabe Anderson says, sorry I had to step away earlier, but are you going to go long at a daily close at or above 41.69? So that's going to be the conservative neckline. I would potentially consider adding maybe entering into about a 10 to 15% position size at that point in time. And then I would be waiting to make sure that price is continuing to move, that the volume does look nice, potentially waiting for a pullback and a retest of that either neckline or that trend line to hold before I start scaling in and adding more positions. Also waiting for a close above 43.46, which is the aggressive neckline, to start adding more to my position as well, looking at 46.65. as my first target and 51.81 as my next target. Getting back to BCH ABC, yeah, be very cautious, man. You do have this descending channel. Is it a potential that you get a break above? Yes, or a wick above on like something like a daily time frame? Yes, it is a potential that you do see that, but be very cautious, man. Be very cautious. Again, I feel much more safer looking at this if we are actually... Again, I mean, the play is if we are actually able to close above this channel, then yes, you can set a stop loss. You can buy and set your stop loss below the low of the candle that actually breaks the trend line. All right, that allows you to manage your risk quite well. But until that happens, this looks like a sell to me, and look to accumulate at the lower area of this channel, or potentially, which would probably be right here, testing this resistance as support right here on the hourly time frame. So you do have this area of interest right here. Little bit of hourly consolidation right around this area. So be watching this area for my next buying area of interest, potentially just to channel trade this. Back up. I mean, obviously that's the traditional play right there. And then I feel much more confident taking a long position on once we actually take out these daily closes right here, these daily closes, because then that would be an initial rejection from our previous distribution area, a pullback, and an actual higher close, a higher high. That's what you want to see. I need to see a higher high and higher lows. So right now, yes, we are putting in a higher low, but no higher highs yet, guys. Just equidistant highs. You always need confirmation unless Justin gives out the buy now signal. Cancel all orders! Cancel all orders! B Slice. Yes, I am familiar with Mitre. Can you answer my question on why are people who are investing in crypto so scared of the number 5? I don't know, man. Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Although according to Gabriel, 5 is a lucky number, man. So I don't know why they're afraid of lucky numbers. Maybe because so many of them tend to be unlucky in their trading aspect. Okay, Jesus Christ, it's 1 o'clock. I'm running out of time. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish all these requests, guys. I feel like a terrible person. Oh, that's Binance. I don't see an ascending trend line yet. Yeah, man, same thing on SV here, my friend. Both good and bad, yin and yang for sure, man. Yeah, so I'm not going to be able to do TRX USDT, but I'll just give you my brief look on BSV right here. I do need to actually see a breakout to be looking to take this trade. Again, same thing, guys. Looking for that breakout, setting your stop below the low of the candle that actually does the breakout, or you can wait for the pullback and retest of that area of breakout right here. You do see very clearly this descending resistance line right here forming from the daily candle closes on Poloniex as well. If you wanted to be overly enthusiastic, again, you could... I mean, obviously, you do see where your level of support is currently right here. So let's just chart that out. So you do currently have support right around here in this area, around 0.021. Current resistance coming in and is sloping. Obviously, current resistance at 0.028. Really, your local resistance is sitting at 0.03. If you're able to close above that level, let's see, the confirmation for that breakout would be a close above this level right here. Boom, right there, 0.028. If you're actually able to close the daily candle above that, again, you can zoom down to your hourly time frames and look for that to take the trade. Let's go ahead and put that right there. And if you break down below this area, man, that's your panic line, dude. That's your panic line, because you have not put in any support or resistance below in this area right here. It's pretty much a straight shot down and a straight shot up, and typically you see the exact same thing when you come back to retest these areas. Yeah, man, I don't like trading BSV. Do have a little bit of nice price contraction right now, but again, I know I sing the same tune whenever I talk about altcoins, man. But I need to see confirmation, man. I don't like to take speculative bids on altcoins. Until then, I'll just stick on BitMEX, man, and make money doing my thing. Let's check back in with Mr. Bitcoin real quick. So, struggling and grinding against everybody that's entering into short positions. The longer that this does go on, yes, the likelier it is that we do actually get a second pump back up. The volume has dropped off, but the bears have not been able to suppress price pretty much at all. So pretty much everybody that entered into shorts on these wicks right here is now looking to exit now that they're seeing this kind of trade go against them. Or they're going to be looking to exit unprofitable positions, because this is definitely not what the bears wanted right now at this point in time. So this, again, I still don't think the play... I don't think the best trade is to take this to the long side. Obviously looking at this, yes, you can look for a profitable trade. Going back up to this previous resistance order block right here, I would set take profit target on the speculative long right here. At this pool of liquidity right here at 39.66. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. And the levy broke. That's confirmation for everybody there, guys. So I'm going to be reevaluating these areas around 4,000 to be entering again into another short position at this point in time. BSV equals bullshit vision, man. I like it. Yeah, definitely don't want to be going long in this area. It definitely does look like a trap. Again, I won't be, again, just to beat a dead drum again, let's go back out to the daily time frame. I'm not going to be going long until we get confirmation of a daily candle close above our conservative neckline, our aggressive neckline, or our descending trend line right here. Won't be going long in any of those situations until that point in time. So everybody that's long right now, congratulations, man. Congratulations to you guys. You guys are catching the right aspect of the market right now. Not the way I'm going to play it out. I don't like to be going long when I feel that the market is moving into its bearish cycle. This to me looks like a trap and an opportunity to re-enter into a short for me. So we'll see if time proves me wrong. But until then, and yep, ETH did precede that, didn't it? Yep, ETH did precede that. So good call. Good call, Hayden. That's why I am glad I have you people around. All right, it's late. I'm 6 minutes past my closing time, man. You guys are fantastic today, guys. It's me. I'm short from 20K. I highly doubt that, my friend. I'm very speculative of anybody who says that. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, guys, let's finish out the show, and I'll talk about that giveaway. I do want to thank everybody that participated in the X42 giveaway yesterday. Sorry I couldn't get to all the requests. I apologize for that. Maybe it's because I wax loquaciously and just talk too goddamn much. But I'm going to be busy with the trading group today. I feel like we're going to have a lot of active trading today. So looking forward to doing that after I get off the stream. So Chris Heem, Alex Valiv, Marcus Bendig, thanks so much for the subs on YouTube. And I cannot, I don't read whatever language that is, but thank you so much for the sub on YouTube, man. All right, sorry guys, I'm going to stare at this price chart all day if I don't get myself off of here. So let's go over here and talk about how you guys can support the stream if you would like to, guys. First of all, thank you so much to everybody that has been subscribing, liking, following us on Twitch. Obviously, the easiest way that you guys can support the stream is if you are on YouTube. Just hit that like button and the subscribe button. Obviously, we highly appreciate that. If you want to head on over to twitch.tv/Kraken Crypto, give us a follow on there. We highly appreciate it. Helps us build out the Twitch base. If you guys have Amazon Prime, you guys can feel free to give us one of those Prime Twitch subscriptions. Helps us keep the lights on. Hopefully, will help me figure out this audio issue as well. But it did obviously allow me to upgrade to a nicer microphone. Now I just got to kind of get it dialed in and not giving us that audio frequency feedback. So. Joseph Christoph, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube. If you guys would like to support the show in a more substantial way, then head on over to the merch store at krakencryptocurrency.com. That way you guys can get value for value. Again, I drink my morning coffee out of this Kraken Cryptocurrency HODL mug every single morning, and I am told by scientists that it makes you 85% more attractive to the sex of your to your preferred sex. Whether it's the opposite sex or the same sex. Again, no judgments. It's all good, man. It's all good in the hood. And it also scientifically, supposedly makes you 90% more successful in your trading, guys. So you guys can go over to the merch store and feast your eyes upon this. The finest of all beverage vessels, the Kraken Cryptocurrency HODL mug, $15.99, and this glory can be yours. We obviously do get a slight kickback from the sale of the merch, although it is handled all from drop shipping. So helps us keep the lights on. We highly appreciate that. If you guys would like to join the Kraken Cryptocurrency Premium Trading Group, again, I'm very open and honest with our positions that we take and our win-loss ratio. You can ask anybody that's in the trading group. I think I haven't had any complaints yet, so feel pretty good with what we're doing and what we've been doing. Again, we've been doing this for quite a while. We've been running Kraken Cryptocurrency since September of 2017. So if you guys would like to join the premium trading group, you will get access to the private Discord. You'll get access to the members lounge, private chat room. You get access to the private day trading voice chat channel. You will get access to the resource library. You will get access to our webinar course series on how to trade, focusing on risk management and the different indicators and strategies and methods that we do use to trade, with an emphasis on risk management and position sizing. You would also get access to all our premium signals and trade setups. So if you guys are interested in that, the sale does end for the month of December on December 31st at midnight. So you can currently get in for $80 per month right now. Once the beginning of the month begins, we will revert back to our regular prices. So looking forward to that, guys. Thank you so much for all your support, all your help. You guys have been fantastic, awesome, wonderful. glorious human beings. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for helping me upgrade my microphone. You guys have been fantastic. Let's talk about the giveaway. We gave away 230 X42 yesterday. Freeman's Cryptoverse is still going to be honoring the solar giveaway, the ASL. So if you guys want to go get that ASL wallet and post your address in the comment section once the live stream is finished, you guys can do that. I did get the new microphone. It did come with a digital copy of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So if you guys would like to be entered in a chance to win that, just leave a comment in the section down below and say, you know, whatever you want to say, and I will consider you. Well, you know, say something about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You know, like I'd like that, or, you know, whatever. The show is boss. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is great. Whatever, man. And I will randomly pick a winner out during tomorrow's show. There's a formula where we can, I know you can do it with YouTube, so I'll have to look that up, where it will randomly pick a commenter, and we'll give that, we'll send that and get it on the way. So thank you so much, guys, again. Hopefully you guys have a good day. Don't let the volatility wreck you guys, and just be cautious and careful in your trading as always, guys. I've been Justin Wise for Cracking Cryptocurrency. You guys take it easy, man.